Sherlock only needed a glance at the floor to realize that someone had once died there. He noticed a clear dent in the concrete. Judging by the nearest door, the lock had recently been replaced. Even the paint looked freshly applied. Sherlock believed the victim had been discovered by the killer just as he was leaving the room. When the killer swung the weapon at the man, he accidentally struck the floor as well. The dent on the ground had obviously been cleaned, but the narrow crack was difficult to scrub thoroughly. Inside there was still a faint reddish stain. Watson suspected the red residue was the victim's blood. At that moment, Sherlock immediately pulled out his phone.
Captain, I just sent you our location. Watson and I believe we found the site of Dr. Bader's murder, and the reason he was killed.
A few days earlier, a father had brought his son to see him. The boy sat trembling on the couch. He had always been frail and prone to injuries. Because of that, he frequently visited Dr. Beta for pain medication. But Dr. Beta had suddenly disappeared 2 days ago. The boy had argued with him once, which made him the prime suspect. The father and son came to Sherlock, hoping he could find the missing doctor and clear the boy's name. After Dr. Beta vanished, the first person to report it wasn't his wife. It was one of his patients. His wife, on the other hand, insisted that her husband was not in danger. She believed he had run off with another woman. A few weeks earlier, a friend had seen him having dinner with a stranger. She was convinced he was having an affair. She even took Sherlock and Watson to the basement. On the shelves were all kinds of survival tools. She explained that her husband was a doomsday prepper. No one understood personal defense better than he did. She believed he would never be easily kidnapped. Meanwhile, acting on Sherlock's lead, Watson went to the hospital to investigate the mysterious woman. According to Dr. Beta's colleagues, her name was Julie. Julie was soon brought in for questioning. Detective Bell couldn't understand why she had shown up with a lawyer for what seemed like routine questioning. Julie explained that she and Dr. Beta had only had business dealings. Dr. Beta had been taking expired controlled medications out of the hospital. Those drugs were then sold to local dealers at a high price. One day, Dr. Beta received notice from the DA that his medication records from the past few months would be audited. Privately, Julie supplied him with enough inventory to balance the books and pass the inspection. Afterward, Dr. Beta promised he would stop working with the dealers. From then on, he would work exclusively with her. In other words, Julie had secured herself a permanent client.